In this video, we're going to discuss mapping templates as a whole. Mapping templates essentially take values from one place, or the left side of the mapping template, and translate them to another place, the right side of the mapping template. It gives you the ability to manipulate and control your data a little bit more, utilizing things like mapping rules and mapping sets that we'll get into a little bit more on a later video. So essentially, when are you going to use a mapping template? Anytime you're using one of the integration operations like a get inventory primary, or maybe on a Shopify how we're going to receive orders, or even send POs. So all the different operations internally, potentially on a builder as well, or involved with any of the integration operations, there's most likely going to be a mapping template involved. So in order to find all the mapping templates within your Flxpoint system, you'll go down to the bottom left to settings here, mapping, and then templates. And you can see all the ones that are configured and not configured for the integrations that are built into the system. You can create new templates in this way, generate default templates, but typically I like to click through the actual operation you're working on when creating these templates and reviewing to make sure you're utilizing the right template during the operation. So as an example, we'll look at just a basic get inventory primary. So this operation here at the top, we'll click into it, integrations, get inventory primary, and we'll start creating one. Once you're editing your get inventory primary operation, we'll click through, just as an example, CSV connection, just with some test parameters installed. You'll save and proceed, get to the third step on define a mapping template. And this is where I was talking about being able to generate a default template. You can always do that by hitting the create new mapping template button there. It'll generate in the field, and then you can click into it and review with this button here. I always recommend doing this. Typically, though, the default templates do work with whatever operation, but just in case you want to double check things or customize things in any way, you're able to review here. Last couple things I wanted to touch on this mapping template overview. It's just some of the operations within the actual template. You can always name it whatever you want up here, whether it's header based or index based, based on whatever file you're going to upload. And so in this example, I'm on my file, I'm trying to upload my inventory. Let's say we have a column parent SKU. That's going to represent the values that will be mapped into the parent SKU field within Flxpoint, and etc. for all the other different left to right values that I alluded to earlier. The last thing I'll touch on is some of the different operations within the mapping template. So you can always choose to not map a value. You can set a certain value to empty, just always map it be empty. Obviously, the column field is going to represent, what that header name is when you're trying to map in specific pieces of data. You can hard code specific values as well, and then you can add the rules and utilize mapping sets, which we'll talk about in some later videos as well to further manipulate the data. So thank you for watching this video on mapping templates. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to our support team and we'll be happy to assist you.